waiting on Jim, and Jim is going to go out and plant corn this afternoon.
So if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you'll know that the last video we had got the planter ready to go and actually filled it with corn. And so now I'm just going to try it on the cement pad just to make sure it's working properly. So I pull the string, which drops the planter down, and actually the kernels will fall off just like as if it was in the field. And I do on the cement pad so I kind of count or get an idea how heavy the corn is going to be planted. So I'm just kind of getting a quick count as to how heavy it is, and I'm happy with it. So we're good to head to the cornfield and plant corn.
My clover field is coming quite nicely here. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to go out and waited long enough. I'm going to start planting. I don't think it's much cooler than it was earlier, but it should start cooling down. I'm very happy with my new seeding I have. The oats are growing really good. And grass seed is coming in fine, I'm sure. It's coming in fine too. It's a pretty uniform stand, except for one spot down here where it got kind of wet. But I'm still seeing a lot of grass seed and oats coming in even now, so it will probably fill in nicely.
Oh, you lost a thingamabob.
Like I said before, this planter is kind of old and not in very good shape. And here's the fertilizer hopper, and it rusted right off and fell right off the machine. But I don't use it anymore since I'm plant everything without any fertilizer because I'm organic here.
But so we had to get that out of the way so we could continue doing our planting.
Ken says, what's going on?
So there's a few different ways to plant corn. I've decided on this field what I'm going to do is just go around the field and nothing on the ends of the field. So here I'm just crossing the headlands and going to start again on the other side of the field. I'm doing this for a couple of reasons, because I'm going to be cultivating, so I don't want any end rows. And also I have two different varieties of corn, like I'd said on that earlier video, and so the first variety, which I have in the hoppers now, is a shorter season corn. So by planting that on the outside of the field, I can pick that first, and then the longer season corn will be in the center of the field, and I can pick that later if I so choose to. It's amazing how good of a job this old corn planter does, even though it's so old and worn out. I use a corn planter only a few hours every single year, so it hardly justifies buying a really good one, but at some point I'm going to have to get something better than this one. So the first pass down through the field, all I'm trying to do is keep in as straight a row as possible and being approximately 3 feet from the grass sod to our left here.
Let's see if you can find his marker.
This marker my neighbor made for me last year, and it works pretty good. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to see where it is, but if it's dry it doesn't show a great mark. Most of the time I can see it okay. But anyways, I had to change my planter a little bit. I went from 30-inch rows to I had 32-inch rows and I went to 34-inch rows, and which makes it a little bit wider between them for cultivating. But the problem is this marker is set up for 30-inch rows, and so when I go to plant, last year it was nice because Buck would walk right on this marker. He's so used to walking in the furrow, he would just follow that marker right up through the field, and it would work great. But I can't do that this year because that would mean my one set of rows would be 34 inches, but the next set of rows would be too close, and so I had to position him about a foot to a foot and a half from that marker, and I am afraid I didn't do very well. I am concerned with having rows that are crooked, and I'm concerned with having rows that some rows too close together and some rows too far apart. I just feel I did a poor job of planting this year because of my marker setup, and I should have taken the time and fixed that, but I couldn't extend it out any farther than it was, and that's what needed to be done. It needed to be farther.
This is dried out today. It was like really muddy, but it's been really warm for May. It was smart to wait till this afternoon to plant it.
I was still a little bit concerned about my planter plugging up in this little bit of mud that we have, so I'm just checking here just to make sure everything's still working properly, and it seems okay, so that's good. Before Brenda headed back down to the house, she decided to check the rows and see if she can find some corn to make sure it was in the ground. As you can see, we were not alone in this field today. So here I am, just getting back from the barn. I had gone back to the barn because my corn was out, and I changed the plates on my corn planter and put the second variety of corn in, and I went in and grabbed a bite to eat. I'd already fed the horses because I fed them before I left to come out here to start planting. But anyways, we're back at it, and as you can see, it's starting to get towards the cooler part of evening, and we're going to get this job done. The corners get awful tight when you come to the center of the field. Okay, corn's all planted for this year. It's an awful nice feeling to know that your crops are all in. Now we just gotta hope for and pray for the right weather, and I'm afraid I'm gonna be a little bit embarrassed when the corn does come up and I have to show you guys how crooked my rows are, but oh well, those things happen, and we'll just have to do the best we can with what we have. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. You have a great day.